Hello everyone, welcome to Terraria. A lot of people say Terraria is 2D Minecraft, but play the game for a few hours and you'll see that it's far from the truth. I've been playing this game on and off for nearly a decade, with its original release being in 2011. I have a few hours, and I still find reasons to come back, whether by myself or with friends. Every playthrough can be as similar or different as you want. I have my typical groove, especially when I play by myself. When I play with friends, we have the opportunity to specialize. A tank, a ranger, a mage, a summoner, and even some more obscure builds like a yo-yoer, if you're a masochist. Every player does their part in the fights. If you play on expert or master mode, each boss drops a loot bag per player that participated. This game has tons of content: pirate invasions, alien invasions, a literal wall of flesh, Mothron, and there's even an antisocial angler that hates you. This game is still receiving free updates to this day. They released an update on May 16th of 2020 called Journey's End, basically giving a send-off to the, at the time, 9 years of updates. I guess the developer got bored because it didn't take long for them to get back to the new updates. Terraria is a fantastic game for camaraderie. When I first started playing, I was invited to a game with 5 other friends and became a mixing pot for inside jokes. I remember falling down the elevator asking, "Hey guys, is there fall damage?" And before I got a response, I went splat on the ground. Funny as it is, every time I ask about fall damage, I'm reminded of this game. Terraria does have a tendency to become grindy. The Terra Blade has one hell of a crafting tree, and even more recently, the Zenith Blade is even more annoying to craft. Anki Shield, Terror Spark Boots, and even the cell phone. I remember spending dozens of hours grinding in the jungle to get the Uzi, which at the time was genuinely overpowered. Same with a sniper rifle in the dungeon. The Uzi had something like a 1 in 40,000 drop chance, and I'm not fact checking that because I don't care enough. But even then, they were both nerfed and made even more common, basically making the grind worthless. All of those previously mentioned items require things that are rare or annoying to acquire. A cell phone particularly requires 3 distinct items from the angler, which are rare, and angler quests are particularly annoying. Not everything is guaranteed to spawn, so even a large world with more than 3 people means the likelihood of finding everything you need within the world becomes increasingly small with a finite amount of chests. For example, getting Hermes boots is a great speed boost, and some bosses you absolutely need the boost. Yet finding one set is hard enough, let alone 4. Granted, this has been kinda fixed by fishing, as crates can usually give you loot indefinitely, but that's the problem. I haven't found a single game with a good fishing mechanic, and Terraria isn't any different. If I wanted to chill while playing a game, I'd probably pick Stardew Valley, all things considered. But these are very different style games. I play Terraria because I want to hoard and pillage. I want to defeat all the bosses it throws at me. But regardless of these are all technically optional. You don't need the Terra Blade or the cell phone to defeat the Moon Lord, although it does help. A lot of people say you have to play with the wiki open, which isn't entirely wrong. Even a seasoned player like me references it frequently. You can play using the guide, but it's not what I'd recommend. Personally, I'd say play the game with a friend or two that have already played and let them guide you.